On the news, ruling All Progressives Congress unveils Shettima as Tinubu's running mate despite opposition. Protesting APC members storm party secretariat over Muslim ticket. And INEC issues certificate of return to Adeleke, winner of Osun governorship election. It's good to have you join us on News Now. I am Mary Kanu. The vice presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Kashim Shettima, has appealed to Nigerians to look beyond ethnicity and tribe in deciding who the leader will be in 2023. Speaking at his official unveiling in Abuja, the former Borno State governor revealed his decision to join the presidential race stems from his belief in the strength and ability of the Nigerian people. Also speaking at the event, the APC presidential candidate expressed confidence in the party's ability to deliver its mandate at the polls. Our correspondent Folashade Ogurinde tells us more in this next report.
The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, has cleared all doubts as to where it leans on its choice of vice presidential candidates in the forthcoming general election. At the unveiling held at the Shehu Musa Yaradua Center in Abuja, the national chairman of the party, Adamu Abdullahi, presented to a crowd of party supporters, members and critics alike who the running mates of the party's presidential candidates will be. Abdullahi hinged the party's decision on the success recorded by the defunct National Party of Nigeria, where it won the 1993 election with a Muslim ticket.
Those of you who are students of our recent political history will note that in choosing Shettima as his running mate, Njagaba of Nigeria, who's also to walk along the path that other great sons of this country have done. You recall Are Onaka Kamfo, the late Chief MKO Abiola, did exactly this. He set the face. He chose a Kanuri, Alhaji Baba Gana Kingibe, from the northeast geopolitical zone of this country as his running mate in the 1993 presidential election.
In his acceptance speech, the vice presidential candidate of the APC, Kashim Shettima, gave a passionate speech about the importance of unity and the greatness of the Nigerian people. He said the country can only move forward if fault lines are erased.
The MKO Abiola and Babagana Kingibe ticket defied the stereotype of Nigerians as hopelessly sectional and incapable of prioritizing reason over sentiments. That ticket, even though it was opposed by the same agents that doubted its success, has remained the best moment of our various experiments with democracy so far. Rome was not destroyed by outside invaders, but by the complacency of the Romans. In the months and weeks ahead, we have to get ready, get into the trenches, go to the nooks and crannies of this country, sing the song of unity and progress, sing the song of unity, peace and stability. Let us cruise home to victory. Let us unite this nation. Let us make this country the pride of the black.
On his part, the presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said he consulted widely before picking Shettima as his running mate for the upcoming election, adding that there will be a turnaround of things for the overall good of the people.
We hold the chance to move the nation and our collective cause forward as never before. To do this, we must be wise in our thoughts and courageous in our actions. We must win this election so that we can bring jobs, eliminate poverty, educate our children, bring up our grandchildren without thinking of religious division nor ethnic differences. We are one.
The choice of a Muslim ticket by the APC has faced widespread criticism from some party members and Nigerians in general, who believe that the Muslim ticket is a slap on the face of Christians in the country. While the pairing goes against the custom of religious balance in fielding political candidates in executive seats in Nigeria, the party says it is confident of winning the 2023 general election despite the opposition. Folashade Ogurinde, TV360 News.
A vice presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, Kashim Shettima, has urged Nigerians to see the bigger picture and the unity and oneness of Nigeria. Shettima, a former governor of Borno State, made the remarks in Abuja on Wednesday during his acceptance speech after he was unveiled as Tinubu's running mate in the 2023 presidential election. The choice of Shettima as Tinubu's running mate has triggered heated debate on the grounds that both candidates are Muslims. Reacting to the situation, Shettima explained that he is not interested in serving an Islamic state, adding that the goal is not to protect the interest of the Hausa Fulani Kanuri tribe, but the interest of all Nigerians regardless of tribe and religion. He, however, promised Nigerians that there will be no religious or ethnic discrimination if they vote the APC candidates in the 2023 presidential election.
I went to buy some electronic gadgets at Emma Plaza here in Abuja. I met a young man, about 18 years of age, on the shopping floor. I asked him, "What are you doing here?" He said he's a salesman. I told him, "Young man, as a salesman with fast evolving technologies, you remain poor and progress painfully to the top of the rubbish heap as a pauper. Get me your GCE results." This young man brought me his GCE results. His GCE result was much better than mine, but the poverty trap could not allow him to continue with his education. I got him into Bayes University. He read software engineering. He has just finished his MSc degree. I'm sending him to the UK for his PhD. I never asked him where he hails from. I never sought to know the religion he professes. His name is Paul Ojukwu. Your Excellencies, we need to lay to rest issues of religion, region, and ethnicity. I believe in the Nigeria project. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes in the Nigeria project. And I swear in the name of God that I never supported the Asiwaju project to be his running mate. I supported the Asiwaju project because of moral compunction.
Well, to speak more on this, political affairs analyst Charles Ideho joins me now on the news. Thank you very much for joining me on the news. Now, it is very clear that the APC is confident that a Muslim ticket will help the party, retain power in 2023. Now, do you share the same sentiments?
Well, if you look at the power configuration in this country, particularly when you also look at the demography regarding how votes in this country they go, they may have a point in that, because whether I like it or not, you can be right assured that rest assured that they might be able to win majority votes in the north. So I'm sure that's what actually was the overriding factor why they had to choose this Muslim ticket. Because if you look at it, if you are familiar and conversant with the way things are up there in the north, you see that there are some very conservative northern Muslims who are still not very comfortable with having a Christian leader over them, let alone having a woman as a leader. Because the death of Yar'Adua has opened their eyes to see that a vice president is as good as a president. So if you have a Christian vice president coming from up north, all those ones are very, very conservative. Supposing something happens to the president, and then you now have a Muslim Christian northerner being the president of this country, most of these conservative Muslims in the north, they will not accept that, not in about 50 years to come.
All right, now the issue of the Muslim ticket has thrown up a lot of debate. Now, at his unveiling today, Kashim Shettima said he believes in a Nigeria that is not divided by religious lines. Now, do you think this will be a hard or soft sell to Nigerians?
Well, I have no problem. I don't think Nigerians have problem with Shettima. I think what Nigerians have problem with is that over the years, there has been this very delicate balancing, intra-religion balancing in our politics. Even before we got to return to the last civil rule, you find that even the military leaders, they also were able to balance this inter-party, inter-religion very properly. Now, I give you an example, not even a similar example. For instance, Babangida, who was his deputy, he picked a Christian, right? Babangida picked a Christian as his deputy. Okay, Abacha also picked a Christian as his deputy. So when you look at it, you see that all these leaders who are even military men, they also pick from another religion. So that's why Nigerians are not very comfortable, particularly when you see what has been happening in the past 7 years of Buhari's government. There seem to be this all-based surreptitiously to favor one religion over the other. So that's why people are not very comfortable. So I have no problem with Ashifaji. I'm not me. I mean, generally on Nigeria, they have no problem with Tinubu. They have no problem with Kashima. But I think they have a problem with the way that this current government has managed this issue of religion in this country.
Well, political affairs analyst Charles Ideho, thank you very much for joining us on the news for your time and contribution. Well, the last has not been heard from some aggrieved members of the All Progressives Congress of other parties' Muslim ticket. This comes as hundreds of demonstrators on Wednesday morning stormed the National Secretariat of the APC to register their grievances. The convener of the forum, Abdullahi Bilal Muhammadu, who spoke with journalists, said they will not stop protesting until the party reverses their decision. Muhammadu, while speaking on why the demonstrators protested on the same day Shettima was declared, said it was a deliberate act and submitted a letter to the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu. While still in electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Wednesday presented a certificate of return to the winner of Osun State governorship election, Ademola Adeleke. The Deputy Governor-elect, Prince Kola Adewusi, also received his at the ceremony. In his acceptance speech at the Osun INEC head office in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, Adeleke dedicated his victory to the memory of his late elder brother, Senator Isiaka Adeleke, and the people of Osun State. Adeleke, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, defeated the incumbent governor and candidate of the All Progressives Congress during the election held on Saturday. Well, moving on, the federal government says the protest planned by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) in solidarity with the striking members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) is illegal. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who made this known on Wednesday while briefing State House correspondents after the weekly meeting of the Federal Executive Council (FEC) at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, added that the protest will create anarchy in the country. The NLC had announced that it would embark on a nationwide protest on July 26th and 27th to compel the government resolve the over 5-month-old strike.
There's dispute between some members of the NLC, ASU, whatever, and the federal government, which is being looked into. And NLC itself is even party to the committee that is looking into this solution. So calling out people on street protest, you begin to wonder what is the motive of NLC in this matter. But you see here, we do not even interrogate what NLC is doing.
The U.S. Navy has expressed its readiness to support Nigeria's efforts towards boosting maritime security. This was made known when the United States Defense Attaché, Colonel William Shaum, paid a courtesy visit to the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Y.B. Wambai. Colonel Shaum said the trip will provide him the chance to speak with the Western Fleet, hear their worries, and strengthen the already existing relationship. On his part, the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Y.B. Wambai, attributed the sustained improved security in the nation's maritime domain to the dedication, hard work, and professionalism of the Navy operatives.
Well, the aim of the visit is this is my first opportunity as Defense Attaché from the United States to be down here in Lagos and to see both your beautiful city and the amazing work being done by the Nigerian Navy. And I'm taking this opportunity to meet with the Western Fleet to hear their concerns and to continue the great partnership between the United States Defense Department and the Navy in particular, and the Nigerian Navy. And I look forward to visiting some of the other locations and seeing the great work being done by one of the most professional navies here on the African continent.
What we've seen is culmination of dedication, hard work, and professionalism. The Navy has strived to attain this, and now that we have been able to achieve that, for every naval officer is a thing of pride and joy. But it also means that we must continue to work much harder than what we have done. Like he said, it's easy to get to the top, but to maintain that position is quite difficult. We've been able to achieve that delisting, so we have to continue to work harder and harder by being more and more loyal for us to remain delisted.
Well, we'll take a break now, but still to come, Boris Johnson steps down as Prime Minister of UK Parliament. We'll bring you details of this story and more right after this break. Welcome back. Now a recap of some of our top stories tonight. The vice presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Kashim Shettima, has appealed to Nigerians to look beyond ethnicity and tribe in deciding who the leader would be in 2023. Speaking at his official unveiling in Abuja, the former Borno State governor revealed his decision to join the presidential race stems from his belief in the strength and ability of the Nigerian people. We also told you that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has presented the certificate of return to the winner of Osun State governorship election, Ademola Adeleke. In his acceptance speech at the Osun INEC head office in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, Adeleke dedicated his victory to the memory of his late elder brother, Senator Isiaka Adeleke, and the people of Osun State. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. And now to COVID-19 stories and updates. The Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has urged Nigeria and Africa to strengthen their manufacturing capacities in the area of vaccine production. Okonjo-Iweala made this known during her visit to the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mariam Katagam, in Abuja as a follow-up to the 12th WTO Ministerial Conference that took place in Geneva, Switzerland. She explained that the events of COVID-19 where developed countries placed restrictions on vaccines going to developing nations should serve as an eye-opener to all. And a recent study published by researchers at King's College London has revealed that particular vigilance is needed in the period after contracting coronavirus. According to the study, infected patients are at higher risk of developing diabetes or cardiovascular diseases in the weeks following the infection. The scientists explained that the chances of diabetes was higher in the 3 months after a COVID infection but returned to normal after 23 weeks, adding that the higher risk of cardiovascular diseases lasts for 7 weeks. However, they emphasized that there was no evidence of an increase in the long-term risk for such health problems. Let's take another break now, but when we return, we'll bring you business, international and sports stories. So stay with us. Welcome back. Folashade Ogunrinde is standing by with business news and stock market review. Folashade, there appears to be more going on with Nigeria's digital currency, the e-Naira. Can you please bring us up to speed with that?
Indeed, Mary. As a matter of fact, the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, has blamed commercial banks for the low adoption of the e-Naira at the last MPC meeting held on Tuesday in Lagos. The CBN boss remarked that e-Naira is a disadvantage to commercial banks, especially when depositors move money from their bank accounts to their e-Naira wallets. He also mentioned that the CBN was planning to send its members out to improve the promotion of the e-Naira.
You may go to your bank, they may be a little bit resistant to you because moving that money from your account into your wallet is a disadvantage to the banks. I want to say so boldly and bluntly. It's a disadvantage to them, and again, it is almost costless, at least today. So you should go and tell your bank you want your account to be, your e-Naira to be loaded onto your wallet. It will cost you little or nothing compared to those other products that you have that will cost you money in the bank. I will say very bluntly, I'm a banker myself, there is apathy by them because they know that they will lose some income. So you should insist on using your wallet to do your transactions.
Meanwhile, the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, has assured that some beneficiaries of the central bank's numerous intervention loans have repaid their loans. Emefiele said this contradicts numerous reports that the Apex Bank is finding it difficult to collect payments, yet that the bank has implemented several machineries to guarantee that defaulters do not go free.
For example, out of 741 billion naira that we have disbursed under our commercial agricultural credit scheme, 548 billion has been repaid both in principal and interest. And the balance of 196 billion is indeed not yet due. So when people say that our interventions are not being paid, I wonder where they are coming from. Yes, sometimes people will take loans and they won't pay. And we have often said it, that when you take a loan, the times are gone when you will not pay. Because we have also put in place various schemes where we will monitor where you are keeping your money nationwide through our global standing instruction, the GSI, and wherever we find your money, we will take it to repay your loans. We have started an aggressive collection of those loans, and I'm optimistic we'll collect them, unless you collect the money and you keep them under your pillow. And you know the risk of collecting your money and put it under your pillow. Either somebody will steal it, or somebody will burgle your house. I don't pray for people to burgle your house, but you know that it's risky. So put your money in the bank. If you are afraid that when if you pay, you put in the bank, they will collect your money, why will you then take a loan and not pay? You must pay when you take a loan. You must repay the loan. So we are determined that we have enough instruments to ensure that you repay your loan.
Well, we'll take a break here and return with a review of the stock market. Stay with us. Maintaining losses from the previous trading day, the NGX dropped to 0.23% as investors continue profit-taking. NACO and FTN Cocoa topped the losers chart with a combined 63 kobo loss. Well, at the end of today's trading session, a total of 238 million volume of shares valued at 3.336 billion naira exchanged hands in 3,814 deals. Now, in the aggregate, 103 NGX listed equities participated in trading, ending with 13 gainers and 22 losers. Now, despite these losses, CWG and Multiverse recorded 24 kobo gains. Now, let's see what's going on the global scene. The Dow Jones, the Nikkei, and the FTSE. Now we can see that FTSE is in the reds, ending at 0.44%. Dow Jones and Nikkei were able to keep their heads above waters, recording gains at 0.26% and 2.67% respectively. That's all on business news. Back to you, Mary, for the rest of the news.
Well, many thanks for that update, Folashade. Now on the global scene, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has bowed out of his final showpiece parliamentary appearance on Wednesday. Johnson was forced to announce his resignation earlier this month after a mass rebellion against the latest in a string of scandals that his party decided had undermined his ability to lead the country any longer after 3 turbulent years in charge. Speaking in his final Prime Minister's question, Johnson sought to shape his legacy around the COVID-19 response and his support of Ukraine in its defense against Russia. The House of Commons breaks for its summer recess on Thursday, and the new leader is set to be announced when it reconvenes on September 5th. Well, up next is Entertainment Report.
Award-winning Nigerian singer Asha has got people talking after performing one of her hit songs titled Fire on the Mountain in the presence of President Muhammadu Buhari. Asha sang the song at the relaunch of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited on Tuesday in Abuja, an event attended by the president and several government officials in the country. The lyrics of the song depicts there's trouble, bloodshed in a country, and no one seems to care. Reacting to Asha's performance, Nigerians on social media said the singer chose the platform to send a direct message to President Buhari about the situation of the people as well as the state of the nation. Afrobeat superstar Mayakun has released the dates and venues for his upcoming North America tour. Mayakun is one of Nigeria's most talented songwriters and versatile singers, announced his 2022 tour via social media accounts on Tuesday. The certified loner crooner will kick off his 19-city tour of the USA and Canada in September 2022, starting in Chicago on the 28th and closing off on the 30th of October at the Strand Theatre in Providence. During the tour, Mayakun will be visiting Philadelphia, Minneapolis, Columbus, Washington, and New York, among others. That's all we have for you in the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment and now to sports, celebrations marking 1 year to go until the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup kicked off with a cultural lighting ceremony at dawn in New Zealand, followed by the unveiling of a unity pitch in Australia and coordinated evening light shows across the tournament's 9 host cities. A unity pitch located in Sydney was unveiled by FIFA Secretary-General Fatma Samora to mark the milestone date on the road to the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Created with the tournament's colorful livery in mind, it will be open to the public and local football groups until July 24th before touring each of the tournament's 9 host cities over the next year. Well, that's the size of our news bulletin this evening. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Mary Kanu. Bye for now.